I guess today would be more appropriate to say it's been 3,000 years, wouldn't you say? Anyways, hello everybody, and welcome back for more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we defeated Assface and got all 8 of the Kanto Gym badges, and so therefore we have access to a new area called Mount Silver, but that's going to be saved until the finale, and we're not going to go over there just yet though, because in this episode, there's some more things I do want to show off before we head on over there. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm heading back over to the Aqua in Olivine City. Reason being is because on certain days there are 2 voyages going from Olivine City to Vermilion City and then vice versa. And during those 2 voyages there will be different trainers they can battle, and they have like all different Pokemon. So I figure I could go ahead and show this off. It's completely optional though. It's best for doing some like if you want to grind up your Pokemon. Even though they have like low level curves and all that, or just lower levels, but you know, either way, a good way to grind up your Pokemon for the for the sake of getting some more experience. And also because these some of the trainers will have Pokemon that we haven't encountered yet, like this Persian right here. This is our first encounter with the Persian. The evolved form of Meowth, a very speedy Pokemon, and the rest of the stats are kind of like well balanced. Not only that though, it's for one thing, it's actually well known for like having its move pool, like with a Slash being very broken back in Gen 1, where it's always like with a critical hit rate. Yeah, it's like very big critical hit ratios, but I think they kind of alleviated that with starting with this gen. So yeah, that's basically all there is. All the other trainers I'm just cutting off because they have like a Pokemon that we have already encountered. But I think there's like at least 2 trainers that have a Pokemon that we haven't even encountered yet. So I'm going to go ahead and show that one off. But that's basically the whole gist of this episode. Is just showing off the SS Aqua and those trainers. So yeah, so as those of you who might not have known, before we head over to Mount Silver, there's just like lots of things I want to show off first, like because we haven't exactly finished off with Johto just yet though, because there's still some areas that we've yet to explore. So I figure I'll just go ahead and get to those before then, or yeah, just before then. Yeah, I'm sorry, my commentary is just kind of slow because I've really been doing this for a long time, and so it's kind of like the first time in a while because I've been on a rather long hiatus, well, kind of like almost 2-month hiatus, because we've been those of you who haven't even saw my previous post, or all my other posts, I've been we had to move out from Central Florida, and so we've been busy with packing and all that. So right now I don't even live in Central Florida. I'm actually currently residing in my parents' house at the moment, but that's only going to be temporary because we're actually going to move somewhere up around in North Florida, well, around in Jacksonville. So, well, mainly because, with affordable, there's like affordable places to live in. So, we're still kind of busy with that. We're just trying to get some different jobs, and then just finding a place to live. So, yeah, that was the whole reason why that I had this hiatus going on. So, so I figured that while I'm waiting for a chance for a new job, then I figured, and before we move to a new place, I figured I'd just go ahead and just finish off the rest of the Pokemon Crystal Let's Play, because I figured I just want to get that out of the way, so that way I can start my next project as soon as we move to the new place. So yeah, that's basically what's been going on, and that's for why there's been such a delay, and of course, yeah, because of that, I haven't really been doing these commentaries for quite a while, so my commentary might be a little bit sluggish or like mediocre at best, because kind of feels like I'm out of practice at the moment. So yeah. Although there is quite a few things that I do want to talk about, like aside from life stuff going on and all that. But there's quite a number of things to talk about, and how appropriate it is to actually finally return to doing my Pokemon Let's Play episode on Pokemon Day, no less, because as of this day, I think we're at the 23rd. No, I think we're over 25 actually at the moment, because it's been over 25 years since Pokemon Red and Green were released in Japan. So because of that, February 27th is Pokemon Day. So it's actually appropriate I'm actually uploading this video on that day here. So so yeah, quite a few things to talk about here and there about like with Pokemon Day, and whenever that happens, and there's the the Pokemon Presents, you know, their very own Pokemon Direct with it, you know, if you will. So yeah, they have like a bunch of new games coming out. Like most of it's like you know, all the mobile games that I don't really pay much attention to. And also the trading card game being mobile as well. So like you'd actually just do like you know just play the trading card games with somebody else on mobile devices at a time, just like just swiping the card package open because you know because that's like back in the day when the trading card game was a thing and you know we would use physical cards to do all that like with the with all these trading cards and all that stuff. Well, now it's now they're doing it digitally and. Yeah, kind of gonna be one of those guys where you know I'm starting to miss having to do these physical cards and all that because you know because I mean because back during my my own kind of Pokemon craze I used to collect a lot of the Pokemon cards. Can't exactly remember what exactly I had though, but well you know because I have way too many Pokemon cards by that point. But you know it was back in the day that I was collecting those trading cards, but. Nowadays, I haven't really done that so much anymore, because I guess a lot of my friends, well, I mean, they still do collect cards, but we haven't really gotten around to doing those kinds of trading cards. So yeah, there was that, but you know, it was back then I used to collect them a lot. And so, yeah, aside from all that, there's actually, now of course, the one major thing, like, just get to the major thing that's going on. So yeah, how about the new Pokemon Legends game, which is actually unexpected, although something that was much needed. Pokemon Legends ZA. Yes, guys, at long last, after taking a decade, we're finally getting Pokemon Z. How about that? So yeah, I guess well, a decade too late, would you say? Because God, like you would think that they were just gonna leave Kalos in the dust, just like only releasing X and Y, and then just doing absolutely nothing about it with Zygarde. But no, it was just like, after a decade, then they're finally doing something with it, and so, well, only in a Legends form, and, you know, I'm actually kind of excited for this one, though, because, I mean, I did enjoy, Legends, RC... Fuck it. Arceus. I'm gonna call Arceus from now. Arceus, Arceus, pronunciations are always just stupid, aren't they? But yeah, Legends Arceus, you know, I actually very much enjoy that game, you know, I've had a lot of fun with it. And so it's actually good to see that they're still going on with making more of the Legends games, and so so we have a new entry for that, and only this time being set in Kalos. And so and I gotta say for one thing, you know, to be perfectly honest, you know, as much as I didn't like X and Y because you know mainly because you know. My whole thing with X and Y is that, you know, I really feel like that they could have done, like, it did have the potential to be a much more, a much better game because, you know, that's one thing that about X and Y was that, you know, one of the biggest complaints I have about X and Y was that, you know, it was just dull, like, you know, the region was dull, like, Kalos was dull, and, you know, there wasn't all that much going for it, it just felt underdeveloped, and there's some questions left unanswered about, you know, with Zygarde, and, you know, I was hoping that they were to release like, I don't know, Pokemon Z, you know, with Zygarde being the mascot, then, you know, then it could have been a much better game, but they just went and skipped over it, and so it just felt undercooked because of it, and just felt so pointless, and they went straight over to Gen 7, which, don't get me wrong, I love Sun and Moon. And, you know, well, I mean, despite what a lot of people say about it, which, you know, I guess after a while then everybody started hating it, but, you know, I love Sun and Moon, you know, it's, you know, great story and characterization, all that. I just wish that they would have done something a little more with Kalos, but they just kind of, like, left it hanging, and so it just felt pointless as a result. But now after about a decade, then it looks like, oh, hey, you know, we're finally doing something about it, you know, with Legends ZA, and so you know, maybe one of my biggest hopes is that I can actually just see Kalos in a different light that will just make it a lot more interesting this time around. So I'm actually excited to see what'll go on at this point. I guess a lot of people were kind of expecting Gen 10 to come around, but honestly though, I mean, it's been 2 years since Scarlet and Violet. Well, actually almost 2 years since well, I would say since the announcement of Scarlet and Violet. Because, you know, it's already 2024, and Scarlet and Violet came out 2022, so, you know, because of this, at this point, it's still too early for Gen 9 to end already. So I'm pretty sure they're just, you know, releasing just one more game before we get to Gen 10. Yeah, that kind of rhymes though, you know, Gen 10, so yeah. But yeah, overall, I'm actually looking forward to Legends ZA, and just you know, hopefully they'll just show more interesting tidbits about Kalos, because you know, that's one thing that really left me disappointed about XY. I just, you know, just felt undercooked, and so that's why I haven't really gone back to it in so long, because, you know, just because of how dull it just felt, and just, you know, it just kind of felt pointless as a result. So anyway, I guess that's all there's to say about this right here. And so this right here is our first encounter with Ledian. It's the evolved form of Lediba. It still sucks though. Like, you know, it still has a mediocre move pool, and its stats also suck. I mean, it's all good with special defense, but all its other base stats, it's ugh. So I mean, so wouldn't recommend. And the other Pokemon he has just Executor, so you can just finish off pretty easily. So yeah, just me showing off the SS Aqua, like, you know, it's entirely optional, you know, go for grinding, and I mean, it's kind of like a bit of a pointless thing for me to just go and show it off anyway. But, you know, I just figured it's just there, because, you know, if you want to, if it's something that you just want to at least see, you know, for those voyages. So yeah, I guess that's that. So there's basically all I can say about you know, with the whole with these new Pokemon games coming out. Was there like any other kind of games that you were probably looking for, or that was probably looking forward to, or, you know, just wanted to see? I mean, not necessarily so much though. I mean, honestly though, like in terms of the Legends games that I actually would like to see in the future, I actually would like to see you know, maybe a Legends Unova game. And now I know it might be the fact that I'm being biased there, considering that I love Gen 5, you know, it's that my favorite generation. But I'm also saying this, you know, because, you know, with how lore heavy Gen 5 tends to be, particularly with Black and White 1. And so I was actually kind of want to see, you know, what was taking place there, like in the past. So I mean, you know, hopefully they could just shed some light on that, and maybe they can finally show us what the original dragon looked like before it split to Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem. So I mean, we'll just have to, well, you know, people would be calling it Legends Kyurem, so I mean, that probably could be the reason. But it's actually something I would like to see, though. I mean, I'm not saying that that's, you know, 100% gonna happen, but, you know, it's actually, you know, I mean, we can all dream, so it's a nice little possibility. But overall, Legends ZA would probably look promising, so hopefully it doesn't disappoint like X and Y did to me. So anyway, so I guess that should do it for this video here. So yeah, that was the SS Aqua, just showing off those two voyages they can do with battling those trainers and all that there. So anyways, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, the next thing I'm gonna do is to show off the Battle Tower that I did say I was gonna show it off, because we did see it a few times beforehand. So I will see you guys next time.